For the website, there are certain factors like page size and requests, media optimization, loading time metrics, and bandwidth and hosting. All these affect website performance. So the first one is page size request. Page size request as in refers to we should try to keep the total page size small. Consider a page having 5 video contents in it and all are autoplaying. So here the page size is going to be really large. Whatever are the HTTP calls, those are tried to be minimized. Like for example, if something can be done by client side itself, by client information or by client coding itself, that should be done instead of trying always a round trip from client to the server, server to the client. Imagine for each and every small thing that your system makes a round trip. You type one username, the system makes you type your name, system makes a round trip. The page reloads again. You type age and the system reloads again. So that can be very costly. That is, the calls will be HTTP calls are going to be very costly. And whenever possible, we should try to cache the content. Cache the content as in, like let's say, if I type username, password, if I type my name, age, address, and so on, if I close the site and then if I open it again and if it can display me all my details, then it becomes easier. So it has cached certain information. The next is media optimization. For media optimization, nowadays you will see that many websites they use BEP or AVIF format instead of heavy PNGs and JPEGs. We should send responsive images depending on the size, depending on the device. If it is laptop, tab, mobile, desktop that is accessing the system, I can see, or even watches which are accessing the system, I can just see and access, change my image size to src set. Lazy loading, load only when they scroll. You might have seen that in YouTube also. Only when I scroll down it loads the other videos. Compression, audio and video are to be compressed. Now there are certain loading time metrics. First one is LCP. Now LCP stands for largest contentful paint. It is nothing but the time it takes for the main content block to load on the screen. That is the largest contentful, that is the main block for it to load. Then there is CLS. Now CLS stands for cumulative layout shift. While it is being displayed, how many texts or buttons have moved here or there which were unexpected. And the last one is INP, interaction to next paint. How fast the page reacts when we click, tap, or type on it. So usually the good targets to scores are LCP has to be 2.5 seconds. That is, to load a page, I should be able to load a page within 2 or 3 seconds. And then INP. INP as in how much time will it take? If I click on a tab, when does it start working? That has to be 200 milliseconds. And CLS, that is the overall change in the layout should not be more than 10%. Then there is time to first byte. Now, time to first byte as in how much time did it take me to load the new page? That is, get the first byte of the new page. And D for JavaScript refers to whatever are the unimportant, not important scripts that are to be loaded later. The last one is bandwidth and hosting. So if I get the server location, let's say if I use a cloud hosting platform, I should not go for a server for like if it is a website which is being accessible in India, I should not go for a site which is accessible. I should not go for a server in US. Scalability should also be considered. There will be it has to be up always with 99.9% uptimes, and bandwidth caps has to be maintained. That is the data transfer element, so that my server does not get choked to, so that is to avoid throttling.